Eating the flesh of an enemy just keeps it from going to waste. When hungry, and if it doesn't look risky, the miscreant character has no problem hunting and killing intelligent creatures just for food. A miscreant character will not necessarily keep his word to anyone. Lie and cheat indiscriminately, good, evil, or selfish. Kill an unarmed foe as readily as he would a potential threat or competition. Use or harm an innocent. Will use torture for extracting information and pleasure. May kill for sheer pleasure. Feels no compulsion to help without some sort of tangible reward for him. Have no deference to the law, but will work within the law if he must. Blatantly break the law for his own goals and pleasure. Dislike and distrust authority and the law. Works with others if it will help him attain his personal goals. Take dirty money, stolen goods, and illegal items. Betray a friend if it serves his needs. Have no respect or concern for the lives or welfare of others. This is the cruel, brutal killer who trusts no one and has no value for any life other than his own. Will crush anyone that gets in his way and lies, cheats, tricks, uses, abuses, threatens, robs, and kills anyone less powerful than he is. Aberrant aligned characters find these dishonorable people more revolting than a good aligned character. Diabolic mutant predators will hunt and eat the meat of other sentient characters without a second thought. They even prefer that their prey be intelligent and be fighting back. Nothing can convince these characters that anything is wrong with cannibalism. All diabolic characters, whether predators or not, see every potential victim as either a potential meal or a potential side of bushmeat to be sold to the highest bidder. A diabolic character will rarely keep his word and has no honor. Lie to and cheat anyone. Most certainly attack and kill an unarmed foe. Hurt and kill an innocent without a second thought and for pleasure. Use torture for pleasure and information regularly. Kill for sheer pleasure. Be likely to help someone only on a whim. Rarely attempt to work within the law. Blatantly break the law and mock authority. Despise honor, authority, and self-discipline. Use them as weaknesses. Not work well within a group. Always take dirty money, drugs, stolen goods, etc. Betray a friend without hesitation. After all, you can always find another friend. Associate mostly with other evil alignments. Picture a small household of mutant animals. It might consist of anywhere from 2 to 12 adults, and from 0 to 20 children of various ages. Picture a house or two, maybe a barn or a stable, a few sheds and outbuildings. We might see some fields, an orchard or two, but perhaps just some garden plots. Somewhere nearby there is a well, a stream, a pond, or a lake. These are folks who live on their own, seeing visitors a few times a year, for whom a trip to the nearest village is a big event, and seeing a city, well, that's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Domestic skills are what these people know well, and what they pass on to their offspring, everything needed to survive and prosper, grow, and build. This area of study provides the character with knowledge in the care, feeding, breeding, reproduction, treatment, and behavior of non-sentient domestic animals. This includes cattle, sheep, goats, horses, mules, ducks, chickens, cats, dogs, and similar creatures. Before the crash there were beekeepers, and the basics of the craft have been adopted into techniques for dealing with a lot of different mutant insects. Giant insects are not used as riding on. The character knows how to prepare, treat, and preserve wood, recognize quality craftsmanship, repair damaged wood and wood items, and build using wood, chests, chairs, tables, cabinets, cages, fences, houses, etc. The character also knows how to build log cabins, houses, barns, forts, and fences, and can construct shelters or defensive walls within hours, depending on how many workers are available. The character will know how to make 2 different breakfasts, 8 different kinds of main meals, and be able to bake basic bread, cake, and pie. The character is especially smooth and graceful, a joy to dance with. This is the ability to locate fresh water with a divining rod as well as by more scientific and logical means. For most, it is done through deductive analysis and knowledge of nature. The character has learned how to grow a variety of crops, including vegetables, in gardens, grains, in fields, and fruits, in orchards. Characters can judge soil and climate, selecting crops that have the greatest chance of successfully growing and producing the greatest yield per acre. The character can use a fishing pole, a snare, a net, a spear, or even bare hands to catch fish big enough to eat. Areas of knowledge include the location of good fishing places, use of lures, baits, poles, line, nets, spears, and the cleaning and preparation of fish for eating. Not everyone can be a blacksmith, mechanic, or carpenter, but many are good with their hands and capable of doing satisfactory repairs on simple mechanisms, gears, pulleys, wheels, and so on, change oil and spark plugs, grease motor parts, take apart and put back together most simple machines. The general repair, sewing tiers and sails, nets, and clothes, it may not look pretty, but does the job, replacing wheels, caulking, repairing furniture, painting, varnishing, basic woodworking, and building any simple mechanism or do-it-yourself item by following directions. The character can also assist a mechanic or carpenter and maintain machines after being shown how. Training in the recognition of the many different types of wild plants and vegetation, and where they grow. Since so many plants mutate, the character has learned hundreds of signs, smells, and tastes that might indicate a toxin that will make a person sick, poisons, and what is indeed edible. Distinctive calls are often used as signals during sneak attacks. The character has learned to play a particular musical instrument with a fair amount of skill. The sound is generally pleasant. Characters will know at least a couple dozen different tunes. Knowledge in the preparation of foods for storage and later consumption. Includes canning fresh fruit and vegetables, making jams and honey, drying fruit, vegetables, and herbs, drying meat and fish, plus various smoking, salting, and pickling methods. The character can read musical notation, accurately producing music on an instrument, by voice, or by whistling. The character can also transcribe any music into written form. The art of molding and carving three-dimensional shapes, figures, objects, or designs out of clay, stone, and wood. This practiced skill with the needle and thread allows the character to mend, lay out, cut, and sew simple patterns, and do alterations, such as modifying a piece of clothing for a character of a different size. The character can make a range of usable clothing, including jackets, shirts, skirts, and pants, as well as draperies, furniture coverings, and bedding material. Because so many mutant animals cannot speak or only know one language, the universal sign language has become very common. The practiced ability to produce vocal music. Characters will know at least 25 songs by heart and can learn others with a single successful roll. Training in the methods and techniques of skinning, tanning, stretching, and preserving animal hides as fur or leather, as well as some of the surface membranes of giant mutant insects. This skill enables the character to trap animals by building, using, setting, and disarming snares, clamp traps, like the iron bear trap, pits, nets, and similar traps. Disarming any traps meant for use against intelligent creatures is done at half the trapper's normal skill to set a trap. Visual tracking is the identification of tracks and following the path of men or animals by the signs they leave on the ground and vegetation. Tracking is a precise art, requiring much practice. The skill includes the evaluation of tracks, indicating whether the person being tracked is loaded down with equipment, running, moving slowly, by measuring the space between steps, hoofed, male, female, child, walking backward, injured, staggered footprints, and so on. The tracker can estimate the subject's rate of movement, apparent direction, the number of subjects in the group, and whether the person knows he's being followed. Other methods of tracking require recognizing the telltale signs, such as blood and other stains, broken and displaced vegetation, overturned rocks, litter, such as cigarette butts, ration cans, candy wrappers. Tracking also includes the recognizing of dangerous animals by their tracks, habits, and feces. Likewise, tire tracks of vehicles can reveal much, such as size and type of vehicle, the weight of the load, etc. Counter-tracking techniques are also known, avoiding obvious pitfalls, such as littering, misdirection, parallel trails, and others. Techniques for getting water, food, shelter, and help when stranded in wild forests, deserts, or mountains. Characters without this skill will not be able to stay healthy for more than a few days out in the wilderness area.